Hello my fine footballing friends, welcome back to the Zekko football channel. Newcastle United are set to bolster their squad yet again by adding Leicester winger Harvey Barnes. Today we will be discussing and analysing how Harvey Barnes will impact Newcastle in the season going forwards. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe, you hit that like button and turn on notifications. But now, let's discuss how Harvey Barnes improves Newcastle United. Newcastle just keep making sensible, clever business decisions, and here Harvey Barnes is one of those, in my opinion. He is 25 years old, obviously came from Leicester. In his final season, he got 13 goals from an XG of 8, and that is fantastic. I've got him here out on this left-hand side in a 4-3-3 scenario, and of course, he's playing in that left winger role. Now, what can you expect from him? Well, I think he's going to be able to drive towards the byline, but also be able to cut inside. That's mostly where we see his heat map, and then I believe he's going to be able to make the move over to this right-hand side whenever Anthony Gordon wants to play out on this left. He is going to be the replacement for Alan Saint-Maximin, who should be on his way to Saudi Arabia. Why I'm hearing a lot of people talk about that, it's because of his consistency, or his ability to score more goals and be a little bit more consistent. I think that Barnes just gives that little bit more. Yes, he's very dynamic, yes, he's very pacey, all of the things that Alan Saint-Maximin are. However, I think that he's going to be given that little bit more consistency in his game sooner rather than later, more than Alan Saint-Maximin. And I think that Eddie Howe, with Champions League, with the dedication and requirements of the Premier League, I think that he needs that consistency a little bit more. More is going to be expected of Newcastle going into next season. More is going to be needed to be seen from this Newcastle United side. They are no longer going to be the underdogs. People are not going to be underestimating the way that Newcastle play, and for that reason, the quality of opportunities that are created by the likes of Harvey Barnes are going to need to be consistent. And that is where the key comes in. So what can we expect Barnes to be doing? Well, let's have a look, shall we? I think this is a number of scenarios that we can see Harvey Barnes in. He's going to be able to drive towards that byline, but also be able to make his way back to help out his left back. In this Eddie Howe side, we know that all is the team, and the team is all. And generally, when we're talking about Barnes, I think he's going to be able to do both defending and going back the other way. He didn't do it that much for Leicester, so we need to watch out for that. He needs to not be lazy and make sure that he's able to help out his fellow teammate. But going forwards, I think he's going to be great with the ball at his feet, making sure that he can make those darting runs towards the byline and then put in those crosses. The striker is obviously going to be making it there, and so are the two midfield eights. This could be Joe Linton, or we could have the likes of Joe Willock darting into the box and trying to get on the end of some of those low-driven crosses. Of course, Harvey Barnes can also drive inside to the middle of the pitch, waiting for those overlapping runs from either the 8 or the left back, depending on who is playing. And then we know he's got an eye for goal, 13 goals last season, so he's got a shot on him. It's another dynamic piece of play that gives Newcastle just another arrow in their quiver. Here is another scenario that I think we could have a look at. This is a 4-4-2. Now, don't be alarmed, Newcastle fans, it's something a little bit different. However, I think this is something that Eddie Howe could be able to turn to, and I think it might be something that he's looking towards. I've got Anthony Gordon out on this right-hand side, and this could be the likes of Tonali, and this could be the likes of Bruno Guimaraes. It gets both of them in the side, but at the same time, it gets Callum Wilson in, the more goal poacher, and Alexander Isak, a player who likes to drive with the ball a little bit more. You could see them playing something of a dovetail in this side in a standard 4-4-2, and that means you need pacey wingers with quality, and that's exactly what Gordon and Barnes gives them. But at the same time, you've also got the likes of Almiron out on this right-hand side that could also play that position, but Barnes generally, I think, could offer quite a lot down this left-hand side in terms of a 4-4-2. Check this out. Here we have them set up. Barnes can drive towards the byline, play those crosses in, but with Wilson and Isak making two different runs, I think it's just going to be able to drive people away and drag defenders off to different scenarios. We know that Tonali and Bruno have very good passing, and that means that Barnes can be free out on this left-hand channel. It would require a little bit more from the fullbacks, but at the same time, we know how gung-ho Newcastle like to be, and then with two holding sitting midfielders, perhaps Bruno could leave, or perhaps Tonali could leave at any given point in time, swapping with certain scenarios. I think it's a option that Eddie Howe might be looking at, especially when you can get 2 of his main strikers in and 2 of his main midfielders. It's something a little bit bold, it's something a little bit more extravagant, yes, but it's still an option that Harvey Barnes gives you, and he gives you that because of his pace down the wing and his ability to be that little bit more simplistic. You don't have to worry about him holding onto the ball for about 15 minutes, waiting for him to play in a cross. The strikers will know what they need to do and what is expected of Barnes, getting the ball into the box as quickly as possible with the precision that is needed, and Gordon can do exactly the same. It's more of a direct approach, yes, but it's also something that utilises some of the quality that's in Newcastle's team, and it's also a different kind of setup. We know that Eddie Howe, toward the latter end of last season, was opting for Wilson and Isak in the same side, but a lot of the time Isak was pushed out to this left-hand side, and that's because of his dribbling ability. I think now with Barnes in this side, you might see Isak move more towards that central role. He's a striker, of course, and getting into the box is going to be something that he's going to be wanting to do more often than not. We know he's very good at linking up play, which means he could drop a little bit deeper when needed. Wilson can go the other way, and I think it could be something that could make this Newcastle side work that little bit better. Gordon, obviously, on this other side can bring that balance, and Barnes, with his direct approach, I think could be a different option for Newcastle going forwards. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Harvey Barnes in this Newcastle side and how you believe he's going to be utilised by Eddie Howe going forwards. Please like the video, subscribe and all of that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.